I was having a hard week. Life just happened. And then this showed up, a simple reminder someone's thinking about you. And it made me pause. Because even when things don't go the way we expect, we are not alone in it. This video is about that space when life interrupts your plans and you have to find a way to keep going anyway. Hi there, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Clara. Hi. I'm an artist, and on this channel, I share about my art, my life, and the ideas behind the work. This week has been a difficult week. One of my family members took ill this week, which meant that I have been going back and forth from the hospital every single day of the week. And by the time I get back home, I am exhausted. So that has been my week. Last week, we left off with this project that I had a certain idea about. And when I tried to put it together, it didn't really work as I wanted it. And so I decided to expand on the idea, go back to the drawing board and see what I could do with it. And so I'm going to show you what I have come up with, the idea that I have come up with, and how I have amended that concept. Life doesn't really care about your plans. Things shift, things break, things take longer than you expected, or they don't happen at all. And suddenly, you are standing in a version of your life that looks nothing like what you had imagined. Sometimes it's frustrating. Other times it feels like grief. You're grieving something that was lost, or maybe something that you never had in the first place. And it can be frustrating too, because it feels like you did everything right. You prepared, you showed up, you put in the work, and still, things didn't go the way you thought they would. But here's the part that no one really talks about. You don't get to pause your life just because things didn't go as planned. You still have to move, even if it's slower, even if it's messier, even if you're unsure. You adjust, you rethink, you take what's in front of you and figure out your next step from there. Not from the plan you made before, but from where you are actually now. Because moving forward isn't about everything going right. It's about continuing anyway. It's about finding your footing in the middle of the unexpected and trusting that even if this isn't what you planned, it can still lead you somewhere meaningful. So if things feel off track right now for you, you are not behind. You are just in a part of the process you didn't plan for. Keep going. The other thing is that because I was in the hospital all week, I didn't really have time to work. But then some time ago, I used to teach a course that the title of the course is 30 more minutes. And the idea for that course is that how do you find 30 more minutes in your busy day to be able to create? So whether you're a full-time employee somewhere, or whether you are a stay-at-home mom who is so busy with caring for the children and for the home, whatever it is that your life is, or whether you are caring for elderly parents and you cannot find the time in the day to do stuff, that course was to help you find 30 more minutes every day to do something towards your creativity. And so this week, I had to do what I was preaching in that course. And part of that is just making something small every day. This week has been challenging for me to find time to create. And so what I have done is that I have created a small kit where I have my wire. Here, first my wire. See it right there. And I have my pliers right there. And I have the little objects that I am making with me. And so while I am sitting here in the waiting room, I'm using the few minutes that I have here in the waiting room to make something so that I don't go all week without creating at all. So here's where I am. Trying to make the best out of a very difficult situation. Okay. So I'm back here at the hospital and I am in the waiting room for now. And the small object that I'm creating, I finished the one that I started the other day, and this is another one that I'm working on. It's so tough to put the needle and the copper wire through the threads. Oops. Did you hear that? It's like... all the pulling and tagging and pulling of the needle, this is what's happened. It's broken. Can you see that? It's broken. Pulling the wire through it and then through the compressed threads just was too much for it. It just snapped. The second thing that made this week hard, if you remember, I was telling you about a project that I was writing a proposal for. I've been working on that proposal since, let me say, probably November last year. And it's taken so many months to put it together, go back and forth with the organization, make changes, and do some revisions that they wanted and all of that. And one of the days that I was sitting in the waiting room in the hospital this week, I checked my email and there was a message from the organization saying that we're sorry, we did not select your project proposal. And that was so devastating. I think that we don't talk about this kind of loss
in the art world enough. I have been putting together proposals and putting in submissions for art for a very long time. I am used to some of these rejections when it comes to submitting art, but when it comes to submitting proposals, I am not yet used to the rejection. And I think that part of it for me was that I had spent so much time on this proposal that it was real to me. It was not just something that was on paper, but it was real to me. I could visualize the project. I could see the different aspects of the project because I had spent so much time creating it and developing the idea that it was no longer this conceptual thing. It was a real thing to me, and I imagined myself actually creating this thing. And the other thing is that all the labor that went into making that project was a lot. I remember late nights going to bed in the wee hours of the morning working on this project. I did a lot of research on the project. I went to different institutions to research. I called people, I made appointments, and I talked to people about this project and what these people wanted. And so much labor went into putting that proposal together that that rejection letter was not just a simple no to me. It was like something that I had created and I didn't get to see it to fruition. So that was really hard. So this week has been challenging, and if it had not been that I had made a promise to you, my community, that I would create a video every week, I'm not sure I would have done it. I'm not sure I would have even come into the studio. I hardly came into the studio this week, but I came to the studio for you guys because you are here for me, and so I wanted to be there for you. So yeah, that's how the week has been.
Here's how these objects are turning out so far. You got to stay tuned for next week to see what I do with them and how I put them all together to make this big sculpture that I started with the previous week.
I want to say thank you for being here, for choosing to watch my videos. I don't take it for granted. Because you're here and you're watching my videos, you encourage me to keep creating these videos for you to watch. So thank you so very much. And until next week, create something beautiful and share it with the world. I'll see you next week.